time for our class. 好，时间差不多，我们准备开始哈。We still have two overseas students, but they seem not to be online now. Okay, so today we are going to review about your midterm writing. Okay, and also this is your midterm exam average. Okay, so last week we talked about multiple choices. Okay, so over the weekend you shall be able to have gotten my results for you about your writing and also your final grade for your midterm. OK， 所以同学应该在 Google Classroom 上面周末礼拜六的时候有收到啦。如果你有查看 Google Classroom 的讯息的话 ，so you can go to Google Classroom to check your grade for your midterm exam writing and also for your overall grade. I have also added it up and I also wrote a private message for you to let you know your final grade for your midterm. Okay, so I didn't deduct too many points from your writing because I hope to encourage you. And also some of you also say this is your first time of writing an English email, so this may be challenging for you, but still many of you did quite well. Okay, so I will show you some examples today from your classmates. 可以哈，所以同学可以去 Google Classroom。我周末礼拜六有给同学一个统一的个别的回馈，所以你可以看到你个别的写作成绩。那我最后在私讯也有告诉你的选择加写作总分是多少。所以写作其实没有扣同学太多分啦，基本上希望鼓励同学。那大部分同学还是都有应用到一些我们课堂教的写作技巧。那当然有些细节我们今天可以再讲解一下。Okay, so I'm going to show you some examples, okay, from your classmates. 好，我们来看一下好了。OK， 所以同学可以回到 Google Classroom 吧，或是你如果周末没有确认的话，你现在也可以用手机直接上网，用网页版确认一下 Google Classroom 那个 midterm assignment， 你其中写作的作业。所以我给同学当然有个统一的回馈，在整体的作业说明。OK， 那同学的个别作业都有给你个别的私讯回馈。OK， 那同学交的写作档案上面，我也有用那个注解的方式啊。OK， 同学可以稍微看一下。OK， 你如果交的是Google 文件的话 ，if you submitted a Google document, then I will use this editing mode version to give you some suggestions on your writing. Okay, and then you can check it to see if you accepted the suggestions. Okay, 所以我会用建议修正的方式啦，在同学的 Google document 上面给一些文法啊，或是用字等等的修正建议。So you can go to your assignment and also see my suggested editing on your document. Okay, and also on the private messages, I give you some overall comment and also your final midterm exam results, including the multiple choice part and the writing part, so you can see your overall performance for the midterm. 可以哈，所以同学可以回去 Google Classroom 确认一下，你文件上基本上我会用建议修正，或是你交 PDF 档或是 Word 档，我可能会用注解加注的功能啦。OK， 那手机版可能显示没有那么清楚的话，同学可以去电脑版。或者是你的模式要注意一下，你如果直接用检视模式，会看不到我给你的修正状况。OK， 你必须要用编辑模式啦，编辑模式或是建议编辑模式才可以看到。OK，so you need to check the modes you select when viewing the document. If you only choose the mode of viewing, then you cannot see my comments or my editing on your document. You need to choose the mode of editing or suggested editing. Then you can see my writing, my comments, my editing upon your document. 可以哈，所以同学还是要善用 Google 共用文件的一些功能啦。那上面注解跟修正建议的功能，有时候在不同版本的手机平台显示不良、看不到的话，或是同学有问题可以再告诉我啦。Okay, so I'm going to show a few of your classmates' example about your writing. Okay, so for your midterm writing, there are 4 topics. So it seems most of you choose the informal letter， 还是比较多人选非正式啊，可能非正式对同学来说比较接近你的生活。So informal one is more close to your daily life when writing to your friends. Okay, and this should be more interesting as well. Some of you also create some vivid details. OK， 所以有些同学其实蛮生动的啦，比如说你办的 party 的一些构想，或是你旅游的描述的部分 ，OK， 这部分还蛮生动的。等一下我们会分享1、2个例子。OK，and also some of you try to write formal emails to your colleagues or to your clients. So this may be useful when you are go to work in the future at the job market at the workplace. OK， 所以同学未来要走商务的话，那当然商务写作、正式写作是一个很好的训练哈。OK，so let's see the first example. from 玉生，我们来看一下玉生的。等一下，玉生的写作哈，所以玉生，好，大家不用担心啊，我们就当做一个学习跟参考哈。So 玉生choice is about the business email about the damaged goods， 也就是那个商品损毁嘛，你要怎么样写信给你的客户哈。So writing to your client，so a greeting dear Tom。OK，so dear is informal writing。OK， 所以。Dear 是一个正确的写给客户的一个写法啦。如果写给朋友就要用 hello 或是 hi 哈。Okay, so I'm John from X Kitchen. So you introduce yourself and also your position from this company. Okay, so this is a formal self-introduction when writing to the client. Okay, and then the purpose, I'm writing to apologize for the shipment of damaged goods. Okay, so this is the clear reason to explain about the damaged goods. So the goods that were sent on the 29th September 2050 were damaged on the way due to improper packaging. Okay, so this is a good reason about the shipment and also about the packaging. Okay, then the second paragraph. This has presented some inconvenience for you. So this is to say sorry to the client. For this, we will give you a refund. Okay, so this is how you will make up for this damage. So you will give the person a refund and also a 50% discount on your next purchase. Okay, so this is also a very good offer. We have also informed the packaging department to be more careful when packaging the goods. So this is to ensure you will not make this happen the next time. So you are doing something to improve your packaging. So finally, feel free to contact me if you need any further information. So this all seems quite proper. Okay, the way you write is in accordance with the formal writing. 所以还算是蛮正式的口吻啊。那当然，同学可以再更强化去说服你的观众客户，就是你要怎么样确保以后不会有这种事情发生啊。OK， 或是这次的商品损毁，你可能要提供给他一个全新的商品，或是用什么样的状况去修复。不过当然这里就是退款啊。可能除了退款之外，也可以用提供商品的方式啊。So you can try to further ensure your client this kind of damage will not happen again, and try to regain the trust from your client. OK， 所以怎么样再次取得客户的信任，可以再用更有说服力的文字啦。Okay, but overall, this is very clear and well structured. The format is also very formal. So finally, yours sincerely. Put your name, okay, the sign off, the signature. And also here is the details of his position and also his contact number. So this is very suitable for a formal business email. 所以商务写作通常最后会有你的职称跟联络方式啊。OK， 所以这是一个还蛮好的范例啦，给同学做参考。OK， 那当然其他同学也有写得不错的，但是我们时间有限，就挑几个比较不会太长，然后可以课堂上跟大家分享的哈。OK， so the second one I'm going to share with you is Ru Yu's example. So this is about organizing a party for some friend. Okay, so writing to a friend, but if the person you are writing to is not familiar with you, then you can use dear. But if you are writing to a close friend, then you can use hi or hello. OK， 所以还是注意一下 dear 比较是一个正式的写作啦。OK, then how are you? I'm your English speaking classmate. I'm writing to tell you about the surprise party I'm organizing for Kelly. Okay, so this is also a good starting of the email to introduce yourself and also to talk about the reason of writing an email. Okay, so why you are going to organize the party? Because Kelly is our classmate from Malaysia, and next Sunday is her birthday. Her birthday falls on the 22nd of September. I have made a plan to make it a surprise birthday party for Kelly on Sunday night from 8 p.m. So this is very concrete and clear details about the explanation of the birthday party. OK， 所以同学写作就是尽量清楚具体 ，clear, detailed, and to the point. OK， 所以这也还蛮清晰的。And also this is related to your living situation now. So you may have some overseas classmates. Okay, so this is quite a good example, very close to your daily life. Okay, so the main purpose of this surprise party is to let Kelly integrate into a new environment faster and let her feel our enthusiasm. Okay, so this is quite heartwarming. Okay, from your explanation, you can also touch the reader, move the reader, okay, to cooperate with you to make the party better. So this is not easy to adapt when studying in a foreign country. So I want to organize a surprise party to make more memories for her. Okay. Okay, so this paragraph is also to further explain the reason and also with your feelings. Okay, your empathy, you put yourself in your friend's shoes. Okay, so this is also very close to your situations now. So I really like this example. Okay, so finally, anyway, I already have a plan about who should prepare for what for the party. Okay, May, John, and Jojo should prepare decorations. Sean should bring a homemade cake. As for you and me, we will be responsible for buying gifts. I look forward to meeting you soon. Okay, so this is also in a very informal, colloquial style. So you can use the words like anyway, okay, or meeting you soon. Okay, 所以整个风格算是写给朋友啦，比较非正式。But of course, at the end, you can try to say more details about when you would like to buy gifts with a person you are writing to, or looking forward to hear about her replies or her thoughts. OK， 所以最后其实可以再加一些，就是去确认一下你们要一起去买礼物购买的时间、地点、细节。OK， 或是问一下你写信给的这个人某某，他对于这个party 的筹划有什么想法、建议。Okay, so you can ask more about Momo's reply or explain more about the details where and when you are going to buy the gifts at the end and the closing. Okay, 所以结尾的部分啊，就是跟那个写信的对象的互动可以再加强一点点。Okay, so cheers. This is also a very good informal sign off in the end of an informal email. Enjoy. Just put your name. Okay, 所以非正式的写作比较简单的结尾祝福语跟署名。Okay, so the final example to share with you is from Xin Xin. So the subject is about back from a trip. So many of you chose this topic about describing your experiences on a trip and also try to thank the person, a friend, who took care of your house when you were away. So you need to pay attention to your verb tenses. Remember to use the past tense. If you were back from a trip, then when you are describing the experiences during the trip, you need to use the past tense. 所以这是时态的部分啦。有些同学在写作的时候，时态现在式跟过去式会混淆。那当你描述你旅行的那个地方的基本事实，你可以用现在式。可是你如果是描述你个人的经验 ，when writing about your own personal experiences during the trip, which was already in the past, then you need to use the past tense. Okay, so hi Ken. So remember to use hi or or hello when writing to a friend。所以有些同学这里还是用 dear 会感觉太陌生啦，因为 Ken 这个人是帮你顾家 ，OK， 你都可以让他进入到你家里了，应该是个很熟悉的朋友。So to a very close friend who are taking care of your house, you just use hi or hello, not dear. Okay, so thank you for taking care of my house while I'm on a trip. It was a great relief when you agreed to take up the responsibilities. You know how excited I was going to believe it was indeed a dream that was being realized. You know what? I've been in Bali for 13 days. This has been a very enjoyable trip. In Bali, I was windsurfing, paragliding, mountain climbing, and many more. When I was surfing, I almost drowned, keeping it under wraps for my mother. I also ate some Balinese foods. Okay. So here you can see some concrete details. But of course, if you can try to add more adjectives or adverbs to make it more vivid. But still, here you see some informal colloquial expressions, which is quite suitable in this letter. Like you know what, or also like this phrase, keep it under wraps from my mother, which means do not let my mother know the secret that I almost drowned when I was surfing. 所以这里其实星星用了一些蛮好的口语的用语啦，在 like you know what， 就是有点像跟朋友对话的时候会说你知道吗？你知道吗 ？OK， 或是他这里讲他在那里冲浪的时候不小心快要淹死了 ，OK， 叫他保留这个秘密，不要让妈妈知道 ，keep it under wraps。OK， 就是让这件事情包起来，不要泄露出去。这也是一个很生动的口语的俚语片语啦。So try to make good use of this kind of colloquial expressions when writing to a friend in an informal email. Okay, so final paragraph. Try to make an appointment with a friend. Try to thank him. So here she wrote, tomorrow I'm going home, more or less around 7 o'clock. Let's catch up to get dinner. Okay, so this is also a suggestion in a very friendly way. Okay, 所以明天我大概7点左右就会到家了，那我们一起来吃个晚餐，然后一起来叙叙旧，说一下我最近发生的旅程。Okay, so thank you once again for your help. See you soon, Maria. So this is also a very good, informal and friendly sign off at the end. Okay, 所以最后就是再次谢谢，呼应这个文章的主题。然后 see you soon 也是一个很口语的道别语啦，祝福语。OK， 那最后就是简单的署名 ，simply put your first name at the end of your informal email. Okay, so these are 3 examples for your reference. 给同学参考一下啦。So pay attention to the overall email structure and also your verb tenses, and try to use vivid descriptions for your trip description. Okay, but if you are writing formal emails, so then try to use formal language and also pay attention to the overall structure and also the suitable sign-off and the suitable greeting and self-introduction. OK， 所以就是区别一下非正式跟正式的用语啦。OK， 那还有一些相关的信件的架构，那内容的细节，同学都可以尽量的写得更具体一点哈。Okay, so this is for your midterm assignment. Any question? 好，应该是还好哈。OK， 所以同学可以回去再看一下我给你的建议啦。OK， 那如果没有问题的话，我们就继续今天的课程哈。我再确认一下线上同学有没有加入，等一下哈。好，看起来是应该是没有了。好，那没有的话，我们就继续今天的课程哈。So today, I'm going to continue from the poetry I explained to you last week. Okay, so last week we read a poem, The Summer Day, and then we also learned about some nature observation and also some writing skills from the poem. So today we are going to explain from the poem we read last week and try to learn more descriptive writing skills, and we will have some practice in our first hour. And also I add a bonus optional homework for you. If you want to practice descriptive writing, you can do that homework as a bonus. 也就是我们今天是延伸自上礼拜啦读的那首诗跟自然观察， 其实最近天气也很好啦，所以其实会鼓励同学也可以练习去观察自然，然后练习一个自然的描述型写作。所以今天等一下我们会介绍一些写作技巧跟一些练习。OK， 那另外就是搭配 Google Classroom。OK， 我今天中午刚刚有放上一个新的加分作业啦。所以同学，如果你觉得你期中考得不是很好，或是平时成绩需要多一点加分机会的话，那这个加分作业是运用这个自然观察跟描述写作的技巧，让同学可以去观察校园自然景物啊，拍拍照，然后去练习一个自然描述型写作哈。Okay, so this will be our focus in the first hour, and then in the second hour, if we have time, we will go back to Unit 3 and also to learn about the part we skipped before midterm about phone communication. OK， 就是其中之前我们有教 email 信件写作，那跳过的讲义那2页啦是 phone communication。那其实跟信件相关，都是一个沟通啦，只是信件是纸本的沟通，那 phone 的话是电话口语的沟通。那一样，我们分正式跟非正式，所以等一下我们下半节有时间会做一下这部分的练习。OK， 那其实也会呼应同学的期中写作的部分。OK， 所以我们今天的课程其实也是延续自期中的写作啦，补充一些写作技巧，还有一些正式跟非正式的英语口语沟通哈。And also starting from next week, we will have a series of lessons more focused on English communication. So for your final exam, there will be 40% about oral presentation. There are some choices. First, you can have a role play. Make use of this kind of communication to play different roles and make a conversation among yourselves about maybe 3 or 4 people a group. OK， 所以我们期中的部分，期末之后啦，应该说期中过后跟期中之前的重点不大一样哈。So before midterm, we more focus on reading and writing, and then after midterm, we'll more focus on speaking and listening or communication. So for your final exam, the 60% once again is the written multiple choice part, and the other 40% will not be writing. Okay, this time will be oral presentation. Okay, there are some choices. The first one is you can give an individual presentation. Then you can give a talk based on the topics we are going to learn in this second half of the semester. For example, you can share about specific eating experience in Taiwan or overseas, or a special shopping experience, or a movie or a piece of music you like, or a special traveling experience. Okay, so for overseas students, you can also share about your experience of studying abroad here in Taiwan. And then for Taiwanese students, if you have other experiences of traveling abroad or even traveling to other cities, you can also share your experience. 也就是第一个期末的口头报告的选项就是个人演讲啦，那就是跟我们下半学期讲的生活化的主题相关，你可以选一个，然后分享一个你的具体经验。Okay, so the first choice, first option is to give an individual talk, individual speech based on the topics we are going to learn in the second half of our semester. And then the second option, you can have small group role play conversation. So once again, you can pick from the topics, and also you can make use of the dialogues, the expressions we are going to learn, and then you can have a role play among yourself to present the conversation. OK， 所以第二个选择是小组的情境剧啦。那当然，同学可以设计一下整个简单的剧情。OK， 不过就是朋友们，比如说大家一起去买东西呀，或是一起去餐厅点餐啊，或是一起出国旅游啊，搭飞机呀等等，或是问路啊等等。所以就是会运用下半学期学到的对话句型，也可以扮演一个角色对话的情境剧。Okay, so this is the second option for your presentation. Okay, so you can try to know about it now, and we can practice later on. Okay, 所以我们还有时间啦，所以同学还可以慢慢去准备。那之后细节会再跟同学做说明。我会让同学先讲稿啦， 我会帮同学批改，会给同学建议，然后同学再进行期末的上台呈现哈。Okay, so I will give you some time to prepare, to write your draft, and also to practice with your group members before you have your final presentation in the 7th week. Okay, so don't need to be too worried about it, but still, if you have any questions, you can let me know. 好，我们时间有限，好，我们进入今天的 Unit 4下半哈 ，OK， 所以上礼拜我们读过这首诗 ，so last week we finished reading the poem. So today, starting from the poem, we are going to know more about the descriptive writing skills. Okay, so let's watch a video first. This video is from TED Education. So this is a short animation video about how to write fiction that comes alive. So how to write vivid details to make your reader really feel it and experience it. 好，我搭配一下中文字幕好了。OK， 那同学可以搭配英文听力跟中文字幕。好 ，Let's watch the video together.
We read fiction. We read fiction for many reasons. To be entertained, to find out whodunit, to travel to strange new planets, to be scared, to laugh, to cry, to think, to feel, to be so absorbed that for a while we forget where we are. So, how about writing fiction? How do you suck your readers into your stories? With an exciting plot? Maybe. Fascinating characters? Probably. Beautiful language? Perhaps. Billy's legs are noodles. The ends of her hair are poison needles. Her tongue is a bristly sponge, and her eyes are bags of bleach. Did that description almost make you feel as queasy as Billy? We grasp that Billy's legs aren't actually noodles. To Billy, they feel as limp as cooked noodles. It's an implied comparison, a metaphor. So, why not simply write it like this? Billy feels nauseated and weak. Chances are, the second description wasn't as vivid to you as the first. The point of fiction is to cast a spell, a momentary illusion that you are living in the world of the story. Fiction engages the senses, helps us create vivid mental simulacra of the experiences the characters are having. Stage and screen engage some of our senses directly. We see and hear the interactions of the characters and the setting. But with prose fiction, all you have is static symbols on a contrasting background. If you describe the story in matter-of-fact, non-tactile language, the spell risks being a weak one. Your reader may not get much beyond interpreting the squiggles. She will understand what Billy feels like, but she won't feel what Billy feels. She'll be reading, not immersed in the world of the story, discovering the truths of Billy's life at the same time that Billy herself does. Fiction plays with our senses: taste, smell, touch, hearing, sight, and the sense of motion. It also plays with our ability to abstract and make complex associations. Look at the following sentence. The world was ghost quiet, except for the crack of sails and the burbling of water against hull. The words quiet, crack, and burbling engage the sense of hearing. Notice that Bacall doesn't use the generic word, sound. Each word he chooses evokes a particular quality of sound. Then, like an artist laying on washes of color to give the sense of texture to a painting, he adds another layer, motion. The crack of sails, and touch, the burbling of water against hull. Finally, he gives us an abstract connection by linking the word quiet with the word ghost. Not quiet as a ghost, which would put a distancing layer of simile between the reader and the experience. Instead, Bacall creates the metaphor ghost quiet for an implied rather than overt comparison. Writers are always told to avoid cliches because there's very little engagement for the reader in an overused image such as red as a rose. But give them love began on a beach. It began that day when Jacob saw Annette in her stewed cherry dress. And their brains engage in the absorbing task of figuring out what a stewed cherry dress is like. Suddenly, they're on a beach about to fall in love. They're experiencing the story at both a visceral and a conceptual level, meeting the writer halfway in the imaginative play of creating a dynamic world of the senses. So when you write, use well-chosen words to engage sound, sight, taste, touch, smell, and movement. Then create unexpected connotations among your story elements and set your readers' brushfire imaginations alight.
Okay, so this is the TED Education video about how to write vividly to engage your reader. Okay, so if you wrote in your midterm assignment about your trip experiences, then you can also try to review the word choices you made and see if you make your writing really vividly or really come alive. 也就是怎么样让你描述的情境可以栩栩如生哈。So there are some points. First, about using metaphors. Okay, metaphors 用比喻啦。So you need to use your imagination. Try to link the things you describe with other seemingly unrelated themes, but with some special, specific thing in common. OK， 也就是尽量用一些特殊的联想啦。OK， 用不同的譬喻，让人真的可以想象那个事物，然后从一个不同的角度。And then try to link your five senses: your seeing, your hearing, your smelling, tasting, and touching. OK， 五官五感啊。Try to recall the physical experiences of your reader, and also your choice of words. Try to use well-chosen words. So these are the skills we are going to learn now. OK， 所以怎么样用更具体的字，用更生动的描述来提升你的描述型写作哈。So the first point about word choice. OK， so try to avoid lazy words. Try to use interesting and specific words, especially verbs and adjectives. So you can also try to recall some examples from the poem we read last week. If you remember the writer, the poet also used some well-chosen verbs and also adjectives. For example, when talking about a grasshopper, the verb the writer uses is fling or flung. Okay, to flaunt herself. So this is a very specific, vivid verb. 所以动词的选择，怎么样精准的传递是很重要的哈。And also here you can see a series of specific verbs like moving, gazing, lift, and especially snap. Snap is also to move quickly and also with a sound, snap. Okay, you can try to imagine the hearing from this word, snap. Okay, 所以 snap 快速打开也是一个具体的拟声字。And also the adjectives like the enormous and complicated eyes. Okay, so this is not just normal eyes. With this very specific adjectives, enormous rather than very big, or complicated. Okay, complicated. The word itself is also very complicated. So from this word itself, you can try to imagine the eyes with many details in it. Okay, 所以它形容眼睛很巨大无比的一个复杂的眼睛。Okay, so with these two adjectives, you can form a vivid image about the eyes of a grasshopper. Okay, so this is a choice of words. 所以字的选择，尤其在动词跟形容词，怎么样具体传达那个意象是非常重要的哈。So here are also some examples, bad examples and better examples. For example, we had a really nice dinner. When you wrote about your travel experience, if you just said we had a really nice dinner, this seems really normal. But if you change the words from had to enjoyed, then this is better. enjoy is more positive. You have fun, you really enjoy the tasty meal. So tasty is more related to the taste, the dinner. Okay, because nice is a general word for everything, but tasty is more specific to the food, to the meal you have. So try to choose more specific words for the situation you are describing. 很好，所以要尽量用最具体、确切的字，比如说描述餐点 ，nice 是什么东西都可以描述，但是 tasty 就是特别描述味觉。OK， 那 enjoy 也会比较好，因为它传达的是一个正面的享受。So the verb and the adjectives. So try to choose the interesting and specific ones. Okay, so here are some more examples. For example, the street was empty and full of shadows. If you change from was to lay, okay, lay is the past tense of lie. It means to lie down. Okay, lie. Okay, lay. Okay, there are two lies. Okay, one is to tell a lie to deceive other people. 所以 lie 如果是欺骗的话，它是规则的过去式变化。OK， 那这里 here lie lay down this word means to lie down, okay, to relax, to extend， 所以有种躺下来延伸的感觉。So if you use the word the street lay empty, this is also a kind of personification， 有点拟人化啦。Okay, so it seems more vivid than using just the be verb， 所以它会比 be 动词来得更生动一点。OK， 好像一条路直铺躺平在那里，然后整个空荡荡的。So it seems the street comes alive. It lies down. Okay, it lay empty, full of shadows. Then the third example, the children had a great time. But if you change it to the children shared a thrilling night. So once again, change the verbs and the adjectives. So share, you see more interaction among people. Okay, so share, 共享，就这群孩子互动的感觉。And thrilling is better than great. So great is a very general word, but thrilling, you can see the excitement of the children. So thrilling 是比较刺激的，比较兴奋的。So it's at the circus. So you can imagine there are a lot of very surprising, exciting performances there. 所以是马戏团，可能有一些惊喜、刺激的一些表演。OK， 所以动词跟形容词注意一下哈。So second point about describing things, 场景。So things, once again, you need to make it vivid with clear, strong details, and also make it believable. 就是会让读者买单啊，相信这种场景的存在。You make your reader believe, okay, willing to accept this kind of description of the scene. So it can be real and it can be imaginary. So when writing real places, like on our campus, pay attention to the different time at the same place. OK， 就是同个地点，不同时间会有不同变化，所以一个场景其实包含了时间跟地点哈。So for example, last week I showed you the pictures of our school, so you can see at different seasons and also at different times of the day, from the morning to the night, or from summer to autumn. Then you can see the leaves, the flowers turn red. So when describing a scene, pay attention to the differences at different times, even if it's at the same place. OK， 所以时间、地点是在描述场景的时候都要注意到的。And then your focus should be on your purpose of your writing, because when describing the things, there are a lot of details. So you need to choose to select necessary details that are needed to create the emotion, the impression, okay, to meet the purpose you want to meet. So for example, if you are writing about your traveling experiences, if you feel it's exciting, it's wonderful, then you need to choose the best details from what you observe. And if you are writing about a ghostly place, maybe you need to write about spiders or other terrifying details to include in your writing to create an impression. 也就是你要让场景呈现出什么氛围，那你要精挑细选一些相关的细节。那当然 ，once again you need to use some adjectives to describe the things, describe the details, to convey the emotion, the feelings you want to create. So see the purpose you want to meet. 可以哈，所以你描述的细节当然要符合你的目的啦，你想要这个场景呈现出什么氛围 ？Okay, so here are two examples. So these two examples both describe the same room. Okay, I'm going to give you maybe 2 minutes to read these two examples. So you have to pay attention to the adjectives or adverbs and verbs and nouns used by each example and try to decide which one is better. 好，给同学2分钟读一下好了。那等一下会让同学投票一下，看你觉得哪一个是比较好的描述型写作哈。那所谓的比较好，就是我们刚刚讲它描述的有没有比较生动具体，然后传达出一个情境氛围啦，有传达出这个作者想要让读者感受到的情境氛围。OK， 那它的用字、选字是不是有经过挑选？哈，同学可以看一下。好，给同学2分钟读一下，等一下我会表决，然后问一下同学原因哈，所以要仔细看一下。有需要也可以跟同学讨论一下哈。还好吗？下午的课可能刚刚讲解比较多，快睡着了，赶快来读一下，等一下会请同学发言一下哈。Okay, you have 1 more minute to read the 2 examples and try to choose one that you think is better writing. 然后看完之后选一个你觉得是写的比较好的。那等一下会让同学说明一下为什么你觉得那个比较好。但有时候就是一种感觉啦，但是感觉还是要试着解释看看哈。OK， 那等一下也会抽人问一下，回答一下，或是也可以互相讨论一下哈。好吗？都读完了吗 ？Okay, so let's have a vote. Okay, writing 1 and writing 2. So if you think writing 1 is better, raise your hand. 觉得第一个比较好的，可以勇敢的举手，没有关系。好，OK. If you think writing 2, this should be 2. If you think writing 2 is better, raise your hand. Okay, thank you. So most of you chose 2. 好，等一下哈，我是先让同学讨论一下，再修一些评论哈。所以你刚刚选1，你要先讲一下你的原因吗？
当然，与众不同也没有关系啊，你可以讲一下，为什么觉得这个？下面没有明确的说讲，第一个标准对不对 ？OK， 好
Okay, so the one who chose the first one think it's more complete, concrete. Okay, complete and concrete 就是比较清楚、完整啦、明确。OK， 那选第2个的 those who chose number 2, any of you would like to share your reasons？ 我们要讲一下为什么选第2个。有人要自愿讲一下吗？讲一下还是可以加平时成绩，不然我要抽人哦。还是这边好了，有2个要讲一下。 你要讲一下，你刚刚是选第二个吗？没有，哎，那你呢？
我中文讲可以，好的，我听得到，就可以。刚刚选第二个嘛，那为什么选第二个项？比较多形容，可以举例吗？有哪些字算是形容？
Okay, so classmate says there are more descriptions like adjectives or adverbs in the second one, right? For example, in the first line, okay, brightly lit, and also large window. Okay, so this descriptions with the adverbs and adjectives create the atmosphere of the room. Okay, so you can see it's large and bright. Okay, so you can have the impression the writer want to convey to you. Okay, 所以大部分同学应该可以感受到，也就是第一个让它很清楚、具体、完整。OK， 但是你可以看到第一个比较是客观的名词跟形容词。那当然看你写作目的啦。如果你今天是一个比较像商品行路，或是你想要给予一个单纯客观的描述的话，那第一个当然是清楚具体，但是它可能就会不适合在抒情文 ，OK， 或是比较不适合在那种有个人感受的文章，因为它基本没有传达什么个人感受嘛，所以它有时候就会读起来会感觉比较无聊 ，OK， 因为就是很单纯平铺直叙的一些颜色跟具体的名词。Okay, so the first one is clear, concrete, but it may tend to be a bit dull, okay, because there's no feelings, no emotions, so you cannot feel the impression the writer wants to create. And the second one, you can see the room is brightly lit and large window housed, so the verb is also more vivid, okay, a bit of personification. 就有点拟人啊，好像它容纳了 ，OK， 或是一个房子，好像就是一个有生命的 ，OK， 它蕴含了这些 modern pieces of electronical equipment, and also the effect was softened by a drinks cabinet and warm red carpet. So these words like brightly and also softened, warm, this create a very heartwarming feeling, okay, with the large, the bright, and also comfortable space. So you can also even feel the character, the owner of the room. So you can feel he or she may be very modern, but also like something to be comfortable. 所以有点是一个现代化，但是又舒适的一个环境啦。Okay, so you need to think about your purpose of writing and choose specific words, including the verbs, the adjectives, and adverbs to convey the feeling. Okay, so let's take a break for 10 minutes. 我们先休息10分钟哈，等一下再回来补充一下。Okay, it's time to come back to our class. 好，时间差不多，我们回来哈。可今天因为杂事比较多啊，所以有一点点拖到上课进度。好，我们赶快把这些讲完，等一下会让同学有一个小练习哈。Okay, so for today's descriptive writing skill, the first point we talk about the word choice. Word choice. You need to select words to convey your feelings. And then the second point, we talk about describing a scene. Describing a scene. So once again, you need to select important details and try to choose well-chosen verbs, adjectives, and adverbs to create an impression. Okay, 所以重点是你想要传递这个情景的一个意象，那就选择重要的细节，搭配适当的形容词跟动词，生动的描绘哈。So use vivid words, interesting words, specific words. Okay, then the final point we are going to talk about describing people. Okay, so once again, when describing a people, like describing a scene, you need to make it believable. And you need to imagine the person with a full life. Then once again, you need to select what you need. OK， 也就是描述跟人的描述场景都要栩栩如生。那人不管是真实或是虚构的人，你都要想象他拥有一个完整的生命。那当然你要挑选适当的细节来传递你想要表达的讯息啦。So a person, including his or her appearance and personality， 外在跟内在，the outside and the inside. Usually, what's inside the personality is more important. But still, you can try to use your description of the appearance to convey the person's personality. 也就是一个人是由内而外的啦，所以你描述外在的形象，同时应该也要传达他的人格特质。So how the person wears, okay, her styles also convey his or her own personality. And also about what the person do, okay, what he or she does, or what he or she says, about her actions and also her sayings. You need to think about the personality and think about, is this the sort of thing this person will say or do or think? Okay, 就是他除了内在特质、外在的一个形象，还有他的行为、言行举止，应该都是一个整体、活生生的一个立体的人哈。So once again, you can try to see some example from the poem we read last week. So in the middle part of the poem last week, the speaker tried to describe her own actions. You can see the verbs like pay attention, kneel down, stroll. These are all very specific verbs about what the person will do in her daily life. And also specific adjectives like be idle and blessed. Idle and blessed. So this is very specific to describe the situation when she is observing nature and kneeling down in the grass. So once again, try to choose specific verbs and adjectives to fit the person you are describing. Okay, 所以就是契合这个人的言行举止，还有心理状态，用合适的形容词跟动词哈。Okay, so this is for describing people. Okay, 所以它的内容其实是很相近的啦。Whether you are describing a person or describing a scene, try to use well-chosen details with the verbs, the adjectives, and adverbs. Okay, so here, 好，原本应该要有动画，我们先把它，等一下我稍微显示一下好了。好，我看一下。好，我们来看一下好了。OK， 不过同学可以讨论一下啦。So these two examples, I'm going to give you once again about 2 minutes to read and try to think which one do you prefer. Okay, which one do you think is better? Or does each of the example has some good things or bad things? And you can try to compare these two. 所以这两个例子都是描述人哈，但比较极端一点啦，一个很长，一个很短。OK， 那两个各自有各自的特色。那同学看完之后可以选一个你觉得比较好的，或是如果你觉得两个都不好 ，OK， 或是两个都有好的地方，也可以解释一下哈。好，那给同学1-2分钟看一下，等一下我们要投票表决啦。So you can choose which one is better, or if you think both are not that good, then you can give your reasons as well. OK， 所以有3个选择哈，看你觉得第一个比较好，还是第二个比较好，还是两个都有一些有好有坏。好，再给同学30秒看一下哈。Okay, so you will have 3 options. Whether you think the first is better, or the second is better, or both has its drawbacks and advantages. 决定好了吗？等一下会一样会抽人回答一下哈，看你觉得哪一个为什么比较好，或是他们各自有什么不好的地方。Okay, so let's have a vote. So if you think the first one is better, raise your hand. 好，1、2、3、4、5、6。Okay, so some of you think the first one is better. Okay, thank you. So if you think the second one is better, raise your hand. Okay, some of you think the second one is better. Okay, thank you. And if you think both are not that good, and you think both have some drawbacks, then raise your hand. 这个两个都有一些缺失，都不够好的。没有，那我们来问一下好了。所以刚刚觉得第一个比较好的 ，anyone who would like to share your reasons why you think the first one is better？ 你们两个讲一下好了。
Because it's more like more short, more efficient. I think
Anyone have any other ideas? Okay.
So those who think the first one is better because it's more detailed and clear, the full descriptions from top down. Okay, and some think the second one is better because it's more effective, use shorter lengths, but okay, more to the point. Okay. Any other ideas? 刚刚还有谁？刚你有选吗？没有吗？刚刚你有选，你是选第二个，所以你的原因是什么？废话太多，所以第二个比较简洁明了。Okay, yeah, so those who prefer the second one think the first is too wordy. Okay, too wordy. Okay, so it's more detailed. Okay, but some will think it's too boring or too flat. Okay, because if you see the descriptions, once again, this is very objective. Okay, it does not really convey an emotion or impression or give a focus. Okay, so the first one can be more selective. Okay, you can try to select some key points. Okay, and then the second one, it gives an idea, an impression. So like smart, efficient, and stylish. These are all very focused adjectives given by the writer to create an impression. Okay, but still, if you can give a bit, one or two examples, one or two concrete details to support the impression. Okay, if you combine these two, then it may be a better combination. 也就是它用的其实是比较主观的 ，OK， 具有意象的一个形容词，聪明、有效率、有风格。OK， 那第一个比较是一个客观，但是会太平铺直叙的描述。Okay, so if you give an impression, but support the impression with selected details, then this will be a good one. Okay, 所以最好是兼具两者啦，有一个主观的意象，但是有具体的客观细节来支持，但是要筛选过啦，不要是一个大杂烩，那这样可能会是有一个平衡哈。So try to create a balance between the impression, which is more abstract. You can try to support it with maybe one or two or three concrete vivid details. And this will be a balanced one. Okay? And here are some other additional information for you. So you can try to create a focus for your description. Okay, so here are some actions to describe the person. So the first one, Mary's eyes widened and sparkled as she read the news. Her mouth slowly turned upwards. So do you see what sort of emotion? What sort of emotion is Mary experiencing now? Okay, what sort of emotion? 也就是它第一段，它呈现的应该是什么样的情绪状态 ？If someone's eyes widened and sparkled, and mouth slowly turned upwards, then what sort of emotion is she experiencing? Any idea? 所以第一段应该是描述什么样的情绪才会有这样的脸部动作表情？有察觉出来吗？应该看得出来啊，看得懂吗？So can you tell me what emotion she is experiencing in the first example? Yeah, hearing the good news. Yeah, so quite surprised but happy. Surprised in a happy way because her eyes widened and sparkled. Sparkle is like shiny. Okay, so this is a bright, happy way. 所以第一个是有点惊喜嘛，惊喜有一点目瞪口呆。Okay, so it means instead of saying she is surprised, because she is surprised, this is a very common description. Then you can try to use other ways. Try to describe the real actions and also with the chosen verbs and also adverbs to describe the motion, the action, to convey the emotion. Okay, so the second one, Mary's eyes darted from side to side. She moistened her lips and swallowed hard. So once again, you can see very specific verbs and also adverbs. Okay, so 这是眼睛游移啦. Your eyes looks from the left to the right and then left and right. And moistened. So you use your tongues to make your lips wet. And then you swallowed. So this is like when you are going onto stage to give a presentation. You will feel nervous and you cannot really look into your audience. So you may have this kind of actions. 所以就是有点像上台怯场，眼神游移，然后想要讲话，但是觉得嘴巴很干，然后吞一下口水那种感觉。So instead of saying she is nervous, you can try to use these vivid details to convey the overall picture. Okay, so this is the description of a person. Okay, so here are also some additional examples for your reference. For example, when writing the same person, you can try to control whether you are going to convey a positive or a negative image with your different choice of words. When saying someone is tall and slim, this is positive, 高高瘦瘦, a very good-looking image. But if you use the words lanky and skinny, skinny is too thin, so it's not good-looking. And lanky is too tall, that it seems very awkward. 有点太高了，感觉都跌跌撞撞的，有点重心不稳的感觉。So this negative adjectives for being tall and thin. Okay, and for the walking effortlessly. So of course this is a good positive description. But if you're saying someone is striding ungainlily, okay, ungainly, once again this means very awkward. 有点太高了，走路重心不稳，摇摇晃晃的感觉。OK， 所以高高瘦瘦可以是走路很轻快，也可以是高高瘦瘦瘦到有点难看，然后轻飘飘走路摇摇晃晃，重心不稳，很笨拙。Okay, so the same person, the same kind of figure and also walking, but from positive or negative perspective. You can give two totally different impressions. Okay, so this is describing people with different choice of words. So now we are going to have a personal practice about descriptive writing. Okay, so we have talked about word choice and also describing a scene and describing a person's feelings and also emotions and also actions. So now I'm going to give you two choices, two from different poems. One is from the poet Walt Whitman and the other is from Matthew Arnold. Okay, you can choose one and then starting from the lines, try to create a mental image in your mind and try to practice descriptive writing, describing the scene and also the person, yourself, in the scene. Okay, so you can try to describe, imagine you are in one of the scenes above. So describe a particular feeling, atmosphere, or the scene in nature, which this line suggests to you. And also how you feel or what you do in this scene. You can also describe yourself, your feelings, your actions, your thoughts. Okay, you can even draw a picture to go with your descriptions. OK 哈，我们刚刚看了一些范例，加上上礼拜的诗，接下来要让同学做一个练习写作哈。So I'm going to give each of you a piece of paper, so you can choose from these two lines. The first one, give me the splendid sun with all his beams full dazzling. So his is to describe the sun. 有点像刚刚中午大太阳的时候。So the sun is very shiny, splendid, with all his beams. Beams 就是阳光光芒哈。For dazzling, dazzling 就是很光彩夺目、光彩耀眼。So the first one is an image of the sun, very shiny, very bright. You cannot even open your eyes when you are looking at the sun. So this is the first image. And then the second one, coldly, sadly descends the autumn evening. Okay, so maybe later at 7 or 5 to 7 o'clock when it's cold and you will feel sad. And it's like the night is drawing a curtain upon the earth. 所以有点像夜幕降临，秋天的夜晚，冷冷的，然后你会感觉悲伤。So you can see not just the scene, but also the emotion created from the impression of the scene. OK， 所以有点像借景抒情啊，描述这个情境，然后传达你在情中的一个情感。好 ，So try to pick one. OK, the first one was the sunshine, the second one was the cold, sad evening. So pick one and try to expand it. OK， 所以就是选一个，然后去扩大描述整个情境细节，还有你在其中的动作感受哈。So pick one, try to expand it with more details to describe the scene and also the person, yourself, your feelings, your actions in it. 可以哈，好，那同学可以开始练习，我发一下纸哈。 name and student number on top of it. OK， 要写下姓名学号哈，当做今天的课堂参与哈。OK, so this is a practice of descriptive writing. OK, 所以是今天的描述型写作啦。So from the poem we read last week, and also from the examples, the writing skills we learned today. So first try to choose one as your topic. So the first one with the shiny sun. The second one with the cold, sad evening. So choose one topic. OK, 所以你看两个选一个哈，看你要选阳光普照的，还是选阴冷的秋夜哈，先选一个。OK, so pick one topic and then try to use your imagination to create the vivid details to describe a scene. And also you can describe a person, yourself, in the scene. So what are you doing? How are you feeling? What's your thought when you are in it? 很好，所以就是练习描述场景，还有人物，也就是想象你自己在其中的情感啊、动作啊等等。Okay, so try to use vivid details. So once again, you can try to use metaphors. 可以用一些比喻哈 ，and try to use your five senses. What do you see? Maybe the color, and also the light or the shadow. What do you hear? Maybe the wind blow or the falling leaves and so on. And the touching. Okay. What do you feel? 所以可以用五官、五感哈。And also pay attention to your word choice, especially for the verbs, the adverbs or adjectives, and also the nouns. OK, 所以你的用字用具体确切的动词、形容词、副词，或是一些精准的名词哈。OK, 所以你的用字也要注意一下你的选字啦。Okay, so pay attention to the descriptive writing skills we learned today. Try to use them when you are describing a scene and also yourself in it. 好，所以这是练习一个描述型写作，题目2选1，从一个主题意象去发挥。还有问题可以举手哈。那有不会的字可以查线上字典或是举手都可以哈。同学也可以自己搭配画一个插图啦，那正面不够可以写到背面哈。Okay, if you are interested in drawing, you can also draw a picture to go with your writing. 纸小小张的，如果不够还需要可以再来前面拿，或是写到背面哈。Okay, you can use both sides of the paper to write and draw. If you need more paper, you can raise your hand or come to the front. So when you finish, you can reflect upon your own writing and see if you would like to add more details or metaphors or change some words to make it more specific or more vivid. Okay, 所以有些东西写完之后，还是可以回顾一下，看看有没有一些比喻啊，或是一些感官的描述啊，或是有哪些字可以换成更具体、更生动的，可以再思考一下哈。So you can think about how to improve, how to rewrite, how to enrich your own writing, and also make it more specific and more vivid. 我们下礼拜也会分享几个同学写的作品给大家做参考哈。Some of you are also very good at drawing. Okay, if you finish and if you are interested in improving your descriptive writing, you can go to Google Classroom and check the optional bonus homework for you. Okay, 所以这是一个弹性加分的作业啦。So you can choose to write it or not. If you write it, there will be some bonus points for your general performance. Okay, so this is once again about natural observation and also descriptive writing. So I give you 3 weeks until December 6th. Okay, and I will also upload today's PowerPoints for your reference. So if you want to refer to today's writing skills and also some examples, I will upload the PowerPoint later today. Okay, so you need to take some photos or draw pictures by yourself. Okay, so you can take some photos on our campus or around Hualien, or choose some photos you've taken in the past about a natural environment. Okay, and then try to expand on your natural observation experience and also try to describe the scene using the 5 senses and also relate the scene to your life experiences. How you feel, and also what you think, and also pay attention to your word choices. And once again, you can describe yourself, okay, how you feel and what you do in the scene. OK， 所以这个延伸的作业其实跟我们课堂练习蛮相似的，那只是同学可以用拍照的方式啊，鼓励同学可以在校园或是花莲或是四处走走，去观察自然。OK， so you need to upload the photos you take.Maybe on our campus or around Hualien or other natural observations. And then based on your photos and also your natural observation experience, try to write your own descriptive writing using your imagination, your five senses, your life experiences, and so on to describe a scene and also yourself. OK， 所以这等于算是今天课堂的一个延伸练习啦。那只是结合同学就是真实自然观察的照片或写生，然后再加上一个描述型写作哈。And also here are some additional examples for your reference. Some natural writing examples. For example, talking about the autumn. Here it writes, the leaves had begun to change color, turning the ride through Western Newton into a portrait of gold and rust. OK， 所以这也是作者啦，描述他开车经过这边，然后秋天秋叶变色，那就是一切变得 gold 金黄，或是 rust 有点像那个铁锈的橙红哈。Or maybe the final one, she loved the fall, all the sun-faded colors of summer, repainted by vivid reds and golds. So once again, you can pay attention to the adverbs and adjectives and verbs, like repainted, 重新漆上颜色, vivid reds and golds, or sun-faded colors, 因为阳光褪去的颜色，这也算是一个复合形容词啦。Okay, so pay attention to your choice of words and try to describe the natural scenes and also your own feelings and thoughts in it. 嘿哈，所以这是延伸的加分作业啊，就是如果有兴趣的话，就是这3个礼拜可以去做做看，可以当做一个平时的成绩加分哈。好，好像大部分同学应该很完成了啦。OK， 那还没完成可以再修改一下。So remember to put your name and student number on your piece of paper and give it to me during the break. Okay, when today's class finished. 好，等一下下课前再记得交给我就好了哈。OK， 所以我们今天这个单元花了比较多时间啦，不过希望同学这些字句还是要去感受一下，然后才可以应用到你实际的写作技巧哈。So try to review the writing skills, word choice, describing scenes and people, and try to practice, use these skills in your own writing. 好，最后剩12分钟啦，我们可能那个 telephone conversation 只能开场讲一些。好。OK， 那讲义的部分，我这边有印，不过我们可能今天只能开场讲一些。好，我们来看一下好了。好，那我先发一下讲义好了，因为怕同学可能之前讲义弄丢了，我还是发一下。那这份讲义就是同学要用2个礼拜哈，所以下礼拜记得再带来，就是关于 telephone conversation 的部分。那这个讲义应该有同学之前就有印了啦，就是我们之前讲 male communication. When we talk about Unit 3 male communication before midterm, some of you may have already printed the handouts. Okay, so this is just an additional copy for you to practice. So today we will focus on phone communication. Okay, so we may go through some parts and we will continue next week. So try to remember to bring this handout next week as well. Okay, so telephone conversation. So once again, we need to learn some useful expressions, some verbs, and also some example sentences, some key language. And we will watch videos for you to learn the examples, and then we can practice listening and also speaking. Okay, 所以我们会从智慧句型、那影片的范例，然后最后会有听力跟对话的练习啦。那我们应该今天，然后下礼拜会继续哈。So first part， 那同学可以搭配讲义啦，自己在做复习跟笔记哈。So the verbs to call someone. You can also turn the word phone and telephone into verbs. So you can also say to phone someone or to telephone someone. And then in British English, you can also use ring. Ring. This is also the sound of the telephone. 所以也是一个拟声字的动词啊。To ring someone or ring up. This is a phrasal verbs. 动词片语啦。Usually in informal colloquial language, we will use the phrasal verbs to ring up someone, ring someone up, or give someone a ring. So here the ring becomes a noun. Give someone a ring. It means to give someone a phone call. Okay, but this is only in British English. So in American English, we usually say to call someone, or call up someone up, or give someone a call. So you can see the call can be a verb or noun here. OK， 所以就是美式跟英式有一些习惯用语的差别。OK， 那正式用字跟口语的生活片语，同学可以了解一下。So pay attention to the difference between British and American English. And finally, to hang up on someone or ring off on someone. This means to cut off the line. 也就是挂断电话。Hang up on someone or ring off on someone. Okay, so this is about the verbs to call someone and also to cut off, to finish the phone call. Okay, 所以打电话跟结束电话的用语稍微知道一下。Okay, and then you can see your handout part B, number 1 to number 5. Here is the practice of correcting the sentences. Here are 5 sentences. You need to see if there is any mistake in the sentences, and then you need to correct it. Okay, so try to notice. Okay, this is to make you review the verbs and the phrases we have just learned. Okay, so try to remember the usage of these verbs and phrasal verbs, and try to check the 5 sentences. See if there's any mistake, then you can correct them. 好，所以 B 部分，大家讲义左上角 B 部分这5个句子是改错练习，就是复习一下左上角那些打电话跟挂断电话的动词、片语、介系词。OK， 然后确认一下这5句有没有错误哈？那有错要帮忙改一下哈。So I'm going to give you maybe 3 minutes to check and correct the 5 sentences. So some are correct, but some may be wrong. So you need to change the wrong places into the correct expressions. OK 哈，所以都在讲义 Part 1 A 部分就是正确的动词、片语、介系词。那 B 部分的例句要给同学改错，有些句子的动词或动词、片语、介系词可能用错了，可能多一个字、少一个字或用错字，所以让同学几分钟改一下这5个句子哈。可能等一下会抽问哈，那有需要可以互相讨论确认一下。Okay, I'm going to give you maybe 1 or 2 more minutes to check if there is any mistake. 好，再给同学1分钟确认一下哈。好，差不多了吗？ So let's review again. So number 1. Is it correct or not? Number 1. It would be good to see Stevenson. I'll phone to him and see when he's free. Any mistake? Any mistake? Yeah, some person. Two. Yeah, without a 2 after phone. Yes. Okay, so you need to delete 2 here. Okay, so just cross it out. So just say I'll phone him. I'll phone him. This means I'll call him. Okay, 所以它是及物动词啊，后面不用介系词 to. So just say I'll phone him without a 2. Okay, very good. So number 2, I gave Sharon a call and we had a long chat. Is it correct? Or any mistake? For number 2. 第二题有错吗？有吗？应该是没有吧。So the second one is correct. So give someone a call. Give someone a call. Okay, this is correct. And we had a long chat. Had a long chat. This is also a correct expression. 就是我们聊天聊了很久，它会变成一场聊天可数啊，就可以讲 a long chat. Okay, so number 3, why don't you ring up at Pizza Hut and order some food? Any mistake? Yes? No? Yes? No? But actually, ring up. You don't need to put at here. Just ring up Pizza Hut because Pizza Hut is the shop, the company you are making a phone call. Okay, so just said ring up Pizza Hut. Okay, ring up Pizza Hut. So without at. Okay, so number 4, when you hear make me a ring. Yeah, you use give. Give me a ring, not make. You can say make a call to someone, okay, but here is give me a ring. Give me a ring. Give me a ring. Okay, give someone a ring. So here you should use give. Okay, so number 5, John just hung up to me. Any mistake? Yes. Yes, hung up on me, the to me. So this is the final phrase in part A verbs. Hang up on someone, hang up on someone. Okay, so here are the correct answers. Okay, so pay attention to the prepositions and also the verb. Give someone a call or give someone a ring. Okay, hang up, the past tense is hung, H-U-N-G， 所以就是不规则过去式 hung 哈，同学要注意一下，就是挂断电话，挂断电话。Okay, so this is the vocabulary about making a phone call. Okay, so we only have 2 minutes, so I'm going to let you see a short video about the informal and formal phone calls. So informal, when calling your close friends, you can pay attention to the informal language. So this is a very old-fashioned video using Nokia.
Hey, Sasha there?
Yeah, who's this?
Who's this?
Hang on just a second.
Hang on, please wait a minute.
Who is it?
It's good.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Not at all. How about you? Just hanging out. You want to grab a bite?
Wanna.
Just go out and find something. I'm down for whatever. Sounds good. Let's go. Cool. Meet you down there at 10? Cool. See you then. Later.
Okay, so this is very informal language among friends. Okay, the second one is formal business calls.
Good afternoon. This is Rachel. How may I help you?
Hello.
How
Is
may
Mr.
I
Sam
help you?
available?
Is someone available?
My name is Mr. Wilson. I'm calling in regards to our meeting this week.
Would you mind holding for a minute, Mr. Wilson?
Not at all.
Thanks so much.
Okay, so she's transferring the
Mr.
call.
Savinoff, you have a phone call from Mr. Wilson about a meeting this week?
Great. Put him through.
Put someone through. So this is you transfer the call.
Hello, Mr. Wilson. What can I do for you?
Hi, Mr. Savinoff. I was just calling to confirm the details of our meeting. What's a good time for you?
Well, I'm pretty swamped tomorrow. How about 10 o'clock on Friday?
I may not be able to make it at 10. Would 10:30 be okay?
Sure, that works for me. I'll pencil you in for 10:30 on Friday.
Great, I'm looking forward to it. See you soon.
Sure, thanks for calling. Take care.
Okay, so this is to make a meeting through a phone call. So you can also refer it to your email writing if you are writing business emails. Okay, so that's all for today. So give me your piece of writing for the descriptive writing practice. And then keep your hand out and remember to bring it for our practice next week. OK， 所以讲义自己留着，下礼拜带哈。那写作练习交给我就可以下课了。那记得要写姓名学号哈。OK, so give me your writing, then you can leave the class today. And remember to bring the hand out next week. So see you next week.